Imagine being arrested in your own home, in front of your family. The police knock on your door. You are handcuffed, searched, and taken away. You have no idea what's coming next. This was the reality for a group of ordinary college students in Stanford, California, USA, in the summer of 1971. What was supposed to be a simple 2-week psychology experiment was shut down after just 6 days. What happened during those 6 days? How could normal, healthy young men suddenly act cruel, submissive, or completely distressed? This was the Stanford Prison Experiment, led by psychologist Philip Zimbardo at Stanford University, one of the most prestigious universities in the United States. The question was simple. What happens when ordinary people are given total power over others, and when others lose all control? Zimbardo recruited 24 male college students from the local area. They were carefully screened, no criminal history, no psychological disorders. They were paid $15 a day, not to become evil, but to participate in a study about life inside a prison. The students were randomly assigned roles. Half became prisoners, half became guards. In the basement of Stanford University's psychology building, a mock prison was built. Students were arrested at home, blindfolded, handcuffed, and brought to the prison. They were stripped of their clothes and identity, assigned numbers, and forced to wear worn prison uniforms. The guards received uniforms, batons, and mirrored sunglasses, and one simple instruction: maintain order. Physical violence was not allowed, but everything else was open to interpretation. Almost immediately, the situation began to spiral out of control. On the first day, guards started enforcing rules aggressively. Prisoners were humiliated, forced to do push-ups, and deprived of sleep. What shocked the researchers was how quickly participants internalized their roles. Guards became authoritarian and, in some cases, increasingly cruel. Prisoners became passive, anxious, and distressed. By the second day, a rebellion erupted. Prisoners barricaded themselves in their cells. Guards responded with harsh measures, using fire extinguishers, stripping prisoners, and placing some in solitary confinement. One participant broke down emotionally after just 36 hours and had to be released. As the days went on, the abuse escalated. Some guards thrived on power and became sadistic. Others said nothing, standing by silently. Prisoners showed signs of severe psychological stress, crying, anxiety, panic attacks, and loss of personal identity. Even more disturbing, the researchers themselves stopped seeing the participants as students. Zimbardo later admitted he became too involved, acting as the prison superintendent. Warning signs were ignored. Ethical boundaries were crossed. The line between experiment and reality had blurred. On the 6th day, graduate student Christina Maslach visited the prison. She was horrified by what she saw. She confronted Zimbardo, asking how he could allow such treatment. Her reaction forced an immediate decision. The experiment had to end immediately. It wasn't about collecting data anymore. It was about protecting real people. The Stanford Prison Experiment became one of the most controversial studies in history. It exposed uncomfortable truths about human behavior, how easily ordinary people can adopt roles of power and submission, and how situations can corrupt character. It also led to major changes in ethical standards for psychological research. Researchers now have to carefully consider the emotional and physical well-being of participants before an experiment even begins. Today, the experiment is studied, debated, and criticized. Some argue it revealed dark truths about human nature. Others see it as a stark warning about how dangerous unchecked authority can be. Some experiments expand knowledge. Others serve as a chilling reminder of why limits must exist. The Stanford Prison Experiment is a story that continues to fascinate and horrify because it shows just how fragile morality can be when power and fear collide. If real-life psychological experiments fascinate you, hit the like button, subscribe to the Dark List, and turn on notifications for more shocking experiments and stories you've never heard before.